My time in sport goes back a long way. I had some 20 years as a high performance athlete. I did 3 America's Cups, 3 Olympic Games. What I'm probably best recognised for has been my involvement in the sport of rowing, where I was a single sculler. I was world champion in 1998, 1999 and then won an Olympic gold medal in Sydney 2000.
Double world champ, now the Olympic champion.
I had health issues right through my rowing career, specifically a problem called atrial fibrillation, which came from my heart.
He was having trouble with atrial fibrillation even when he won his gold medal in Sydney in 2000. That's when I was working in Waikato. So I knew the backstory. And then I was working in Adelaide and I was training to do ablations using specialised equipment. I was aiming to come back to Waikato, but Waikato didn't have the specialised equipment.
I lived in fear of this problem occurring in the middle of a race. And so I'd find myself coming down the course and suddenly this sensation where my heart would jump around and would feel like I was rowing in mud, really. That's how I could best describe it.
But he had a best of 3 race against Mahi Drysdale and it was 1-1, and he lost the 3rd race because of his atrial fibrillation. And I remember seeing this on the news and I rang Spencer Heald, who was the cardiologist here at Waikato doing electrophysiology, and I said, we've got to fix this guy. So the people here at Waikato hatched a plan with the Heart Trust so that I could do the work that I'd trained to do over the 3 years I'd spent in Adelaide.
Yeah, there was years of thinking and research that went into it. I actually went and visited some institutions overseas to see what was seen as best practice at the time and sort of looked and tried to learn at what New Zealand was doing as well.
So there was actually quite a lot of pressure because I knew that this guy had seen the top people in the world, yet he had chosen to have it done here. And it wasn't just about us. I'm sure it's also about family and support, because having one of these procedures done on the other side of the world is no fun.
When you have the ablation procedure, you're actually heavily sedated, but you're not completely out, so you can see what's happening around you. If I have a lasting memory, it's looking around me in the middle of this operation and thinking, wow, these people really know what they're doing. And I have to say, I reflect on it and feel like it was a pleasant experience, as strange as it might sound to describe heart surgery as being pleasant.
I mentioned before that I went to Hillcrest High School, and Sonia, Rob's wife, went to Hillcrest High. And I ran into Sonia in the supermarket a couple of years ago and I was chatting to her, and then afterwards I overheard her say to her daughter, that's the man that fixed Daddy's heart. I kind of made me well up a bit, because you train a long time. So, if you can help people, that's what it's about.
You do have to have a high element of trust and believe that you've got the best people there to do the job, because it's very final if you get it wrong, and that goes through your mind. So I felt like what I was going into was world class, and I had a lot of trust in those people, and being able to have it here in New Zealand meant a lot to me.
We provide as good a service at Waikato as anywhere else in the country, and certainly perhaps anywhere else in the world. And in part of that is due to the sort of support that we get from places like the Heart Trust.
But I felt very fortunate to be able to have my operation here in the Waikato, in the heart of the Midland region, and to be able to have that technology available here. When something changes your life like that, you feel very good about supporting it and helping in any way you possibly can.